Sight Giver. Good morning, Misty Blue. Good morning, Miss Fee. I have no music for some reason today, so pressing through, trying to figure out what's wrong. Okay, just bear with me. We are having a tiny bit of technical difficulty on this side. I'm so sorry for the delay in getting started. Good morning, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, Sight Giver. Good morning, Misty Blue. Good morning, Miss Fee. Good morning, Miss JUK. So good to see you. Good morning, DJ Purpose. Happy Monday to everyone. We are on day 6 of our spring cleaning meditation series. And this morning we're having a little bit of a technical issue where we have no music. Good morning, Tab Gilbert. Wow, you got in so late. I'm so glad that you made it home safe. Good to see you over the weekend. Good morning, Kim Blue. How are you? Good to see you. We are having a teeny bit of technical difficulty with our music this morning. So I am trying to fix the issue. And in the meantime, I have this question for today. Let me tell you how really concerning it was to read reviews on hand-me-downs. When I first typed in hand-me-downs, the first thing that came up was about it being a gracious gift and how you should just accept and the whole thing. And then I put in how to turn down hand-me-downs in Google, because the point for the moment was you don't have to take on other people's stuff. And when I was designing this part of the meditation, one of the things that I recognized in the book is that saying no to someone else's something they don't want should not be a social issue. And yet it is for all the people who felt like they were being gifted things they don't want and didn't want to take them on and had no way to explain to someone else. I am somehow disconnected here and can't get any music behind it. So I sorry for the loss of that for today. Um, but there was quite the discussion. So I open it up to you. How do you feel about hand-me-downs? Can you identify a hand-me-down in your current living space or in your closet? Can you put a 1 in the chat for me if you have a hand-me-down? Does anybody have a piece of furniture that's a hand-me-down? Yeah, I can't get a connection over here. I don't know what's going on at all. Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay. I know in my house we have a number of them, um, as it has been the whole practice of life to take something if someone has it to offer, especially if it's free. How dare you say no? And yet, how many of you have been given something from someone else that you didn't ask for and you don't want, and yet somehow it is still in your space? Can you put a 3 in the chat? If you have been given something that you don't want and somehow it is still in your living space. Hey, now you can see me. Can you still hear me, everybody there? How many of you have ever been given, hey, To Music Is, how you doing? Deebonay, hello. Made it to the morning. Good to see you. I bet you're always here and you're just quiet, right? If you've ever, I don't know what's going on with the music, you guys. I'm sorry to not have the ambiance this morning. Um, wow. Anybody ever received clothing from an older sibling or a cousin that wanted to give you something that they cherished, but you didn't want it? Ever have that happen? Everybody ever had anybody explain how much they paid for something to try to make you more grateful for receiving something you can't fit? I really didn't like hearing you'll grow into it because I didn't want to be that size. So this is where I get shady. But so often I watch the folks before me, and the folks before us learn from the folks before them. And the times were completely different during those times. And yet, something as simple as a hand-me-down can become a burden. And so that's what today's sharing is about. One person's hand-me-down is another person's trash. And there's some real battling going on with your inner person as a result of this feeling. I want you to press through it because this is not easy. Okay? I'm almost glad the music's not there because I don't want to distract from this very meaningful message. I can remember when my mom's second oldest sister passed away. And at her repass, her daughter stood up and said, I want to free everyone in the family from very carefully opening all of your packages for any gifts you receive for any reason in your life to save the wrapping paper. You are now free. This was something my aunt made us do. You couldn't open your packages for anything gleefully. You had to open them carefully so the paper could be used again. And you could feel a collective over the whole crowd of people who were there. And there's something psychological to that when you are forced to do something that makes you uncomfortable, but to please another person. And receiving hand-me-downs is one of those things. So let's take a look at it today. Our focus statement for today says, today, I will no longer burden myself by holding on to the belongings of others. Our fun fact for today says, the reason a particular gift may be returned is unique to the person receiving the gift and the circumstances. It was hard to find a real fact around this because all of the information was focused on how to decline something you don't want. And I want to know from you in the chat, have you ever had a problem with declining something you do not want from someone you love or someone close to you in your family? Just put a 4 in the chat. Oh, Miss J, I missed your message. A neighbor would offload everything on you because you were a single mother. You started to resent it a bit as you did not seem like the weak, terrible kid. Right. Right. And one of the notes that I read said, tell them that you're living a simplistic lifestyle and you're not collecting things. And all of this is in an effort not to hurt someone's feelings. But the truth is, if they don't want it, why do they assume someone else will? And there are so many proper places to make donations, but we've been taught to keep things within the family and not to hurt feelings. And when you do decline, it's amazing how people make up in their mind what they think. Hey, Bridget, good morning. What they think the real reason is. But that all has to do with the spirit of rejection. So let's take a look at today's meditation. Before we do, let's check out our affirmations. Again, I apologize about the music. I'm not sure what's going on, but we'll start here. I am living in my truth. I love myself unconditionally. I am unique, beautiful, and amazing. I am brave enough to set boundaries. I trust the universe and its plan for me. Today and every other day, I am enough. I am in the flow of life and all is well. There we go. I resign from needing to save others. I give myself the gift of freedom. I love myself unconditionally. So our time has gotten away with me trying to fix the technical thing and talking about hand-me-downs. I felt like it was a great discussion, and I feel like it's one of those things to look into your own mind and heart about how you feel about that. Because everything I was reading talked about how you are supposed to, it is culturally acceptable to take what everyone gives you. And there were lots of helpers to how to say no. But ultimately, if it's not something you want, you have the choice to choose. We also take on other people's problems, and we have to be careful of that too. Let's get the meditation started, since we're a little bit behind, and thank you for your patience. It's time for Mindful Moments Meditation with DJ Classics. Welcome to this Mindful Moments Meditation series with DJ Classics. Hello there. Welcome back. For the next several weeks, we will spend time in daily meditation, focused first on enhancing our personal growth for the mind, the body, and the soul. Next, we will make efforts towards discarding thoughts, practices, and items that are no longer useful for our day-to-day living. And later in the month, we will make room on the inside and the outside of ourselves, both emotionally and physically, for the things that bring us joy and clarity. Let's begin today's meditation by finding a comfortable, quiet space to meditate that is also free from distractions or interruptions for the next few minutes. Today's spring cleaning meditation was written and created by DJ Classics. Session 6. One person's hand-me-down is another person's trash. Our focus statement for today says, "Today, I will no longer burden myself by holding on to the belongings of others." Our mantra for the month is Soka: purity, cleanliness, clearness. Let's find a comfortable spot where you can relax and let all of your stresses go. Close your eyes or focus on one spot in the room. Begin to roll your shoulders slowly forward and then slowly back. Lean your head from side to side, lowering your left ear towards your left shoulder and your right ear towards your right shoulder. Relax your muscles. Your body will continue to relax as you meditate. Observe your breathing. Notice how your breath flows in and out. Make no effort to change your breathing in any way. Simply notice how your body breathes. Your body knows how much air it needs. Now, sitting quietly, seeing in your mind's eye, observe your breath flowing gently in and out of your body. For so many, the word family draws immediate thoughts of loving experiences centered around a table filled with food, surrounded by a multi-generational depiction of people who bear an uncanny resemblance to one another. In this circle, you get more than love. You get lessons in helping, serving, and sharing, depending on your age level. As a result, many of us have experienced sharing in the form of hand-me-downs. This is a term used mostly for clothing, but it could be other material items like cars or homes, and some other things as well. This type of support is cherished on various levels, dependent, of course, upon the value and condition of the shared item, not to mention how many times it may have been handed down. Over a few years, my granddad's old car was given to my dad and then my brother, which made it my brother's hoopty. No matter the level of these gifts given with kindness, some may be more of a burden. When it comes to shedding what you no longer need, these items are so often the hardest to release. Reminiscing over them wastes valuable time on the road to your spring cleaning destination. These trips down memory lane often land us in the most trouble when tidying our spaces. Looking at old letters, pictures, high school and college items are distracting and often lead to limited options for completing your spring cleaning, especially when you come across something transferred to you from a loved one. Getting things in order around you requires proper planning and preparation. Sure, you'll need the cleaning items for the big job, which promises to be a bit of physical labor in one day, but the real planning resides in the mind before the big event starts. So many of us are very well trained in the art of saving and storing items, especially things received from others. There is an entire industry of storage experts and extra space buildings popping up everywhere to save the things you won't look at or deal with until you run out of money to house them. Too often, these spaces are often filled with things that have been handed down that we can't bear to throw away. Just in case a well-meaning family member or a friend asks how you are enjoying the hand-me-down you were given, even 10 years ago. I once witnessed my uncle giving my mother a brand new, easy-to-use lawnmower. I saw her excitement and appreciation, but silently knew she would never touch it. And although we cohabitated, I knew I wouldn't use it either. Sadly, it was never used even once, and it wasn't protected properly from the weather. It was removed from our property 15 years later. Our guilt made us hold on to it for far too long. I know my uncle meant well, but neither one of us was equipped with the know-how to use it. This happens often with well-meaning advice that falls on deaf ears, with lessons that were pressing their way to get across, but were met with no vacancy signs in our minds. And sadly, too many things we receive lie dormant in piles and we never use them. This is why preparation is so important before you attack the big pile of things on your big event day. Visualize the space you want to live in. See yourself beginning at sunup and finishing at sundown. See yourself working on this without interruption and intrusion from well-meaning family members. You brought all of your stuff in, so you must be the one who removes it. Decide now that you will be able to make it happen. Release anything that was handed down that you don't like or need. Now, imagine yourself enjoying the new space you created that looks like the living space of your dreams. As we prepare to spend time in meditation together, let's take a moment to review our focus statement for today. Today, I will no longer burden myself by holding on to the belongings of others. Now we will begin our meditation to connect with the source from which everything flows. Please find a comfortable position, placing your hands lightly in your lap or at your sides, with your palms upward, and gently close your eyes. In this moment, go within to that place of inner quiet where we experience a connection to our higher self. Let go of all thoughts and begin to observe the inflow and outflow of your breath. With each inhalation and exhalation, allow yourself to become more relaxed, more comfortable, and more at peace. Our Sanskrit mantra for the month is Saucha. Saucha means purity, cleanliness, and clearness, all of which help to direct us towards living a pure and positive life. Our meditative period will begin and end at the sound of the bell. I'll watch the time while you meditate. Whenever you find yourself distracted by thoughts, sensations in your body, or noises in the environment, simply return your attention to your breathing and today's focus statement. Today, I will no longer burden myself by holding on to the belongings of others. Now, take a deep breath, and as you exhale, allow yourself to relax as we enter the silence. Please bring your awareness back into your body. Inhale and exhale. slowly and deeply. Take a big stretch from head to toe. And when you feel ready, gently open your eyes. As you continue your day, carry today's focus statement with you. Today, I will no longer burden myself by holding on to the belongings of others. Namaste. Welcome back, everyone. Namaste. I hope you feel a little lighter. I hope you feel freer. I hope that some portion of what you heard today strikes a chord with you within and will promote action on your part for change if it is needed. Let's take a look at our journaling questions for today. Question 1. What have you been taught from your parents about receiving hand-me-downs? If you have them, do you expect the same of your children? This next question, you have to do a little action. Use Google to find out what Marie Kondo says is the best order to tidy. Our last question says, do you believe you could live with only 4 suitcases of clothing and accessories? You'd have 1 suitcase for each season of life. Do you believe you could live with only 4 suitcases of clothing and accessories? Just 1 suitcase for each season. I want to thank you for being a part of our sharing today in this space together. Some of those were pretty deep, and I ask those questions because I want to make you aware of the possibility of releasing things you no longer need and letting you know it's okay. We hold on to some things because it's precious to us, and that's not the kind of stuff I'm talking about. I'm talking about the bags of things that we take from others that don't belong to us, that we drag around as if it belongs to us, and it is not ours to bear. I could talk about this for a whole hour, but I know we are short on time this morning, and I want to thank you for being here. Take some time to review your questions in depth, and feel free to write more about this as it applies to you, because this is a way to open up your thinking about all the haves in your life that aren't yours to bear. I'm very guilty of keeping things in case I might need it. Taught to me by my parents. Don't throw that away, it's still good. And yet, I know I won't use it. I know I haven't used it. And there's a certain line of fear that sits in that space when you talk about things like this, because you don't want to throw away good stuff you could use later. And yet, when you go through your closet season after season, what you haven't worn probably won't be worn again. I have a very small section in my closet. It's about this wide, literally. It's about 10 or 11 items. It's really all I need. And I ask that suitcase question because if you had to pack in a hurry, could you pack up all your clothes and accessories in 4 suitcases? Is it even possible? And there's no rule that says that you have to live this way. But I have had plenty of years of an overstuffed closet, and these last few years of the minimalist space when it comes to how many things are hanging in the closet changed. And I didn't miss a beat. In fact, if I find that I don't have something I need, I actually feel okay going to purchase it. But we, again, can go all kinds of directions on this topic. So I'll let you go for today. And we'll pick up again tomorrow for day 7. But thank you so much for your kindness and your attentiveness today. I want to encourage you to like and share this video. Comment on it if you can. Particularly because there are so many people carrying the burdens of others that they cannot and have not let go. So thank you for your time and attention today. And I will see you tomorrow. Shout out to our mods. Thank you for being here, each and every one. Miss JUK, Sight Giver, Misty Blue, and DJ Purpose this morning. I do appreciate you all and your presence. Thank you for holding up the hospitality in our space with our community today. I really do appreciate you. Take care and have a wonderful rest of the day. Today, I will no longer burden myself by holding on to the belongings of others. Namaste.